So we're going, Ricky. Hi guys, sorry for waiting. Technical problems a little. So welcome to the next live show of MartinTheVlogger, and today we have RLS Exhausts and an owner and the face of the RLS Exhaust, Ricky. Ricky, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So guys, super, maybe you have seen my video today that I just released just right on time. And it was partially about exhausts that Ricky has sent to me. And today we're going to talk a lot about exhausts and decades and whatever the RLS is doing. And in case you will have any questions, I will have you on the line. So just shoot any questions that you want, and we will have Ricky ask those questions, and hopefully he can answer to us. Ricky, before we'll get to those amazing things that you have behind, can you tell me a little bit, or can you tell us a little bit, like how everything has started and how long you are on the market, and just tell us a little bit, like.
Well, 2007, I worked at a cabinet shop, and I had a bad habit. I was a cigarette smoker, and I was sitting out there, and I was smoking a cigarette. I was looking at all these nice bikes lined up, and I was making a good wage at that company. And I told myself, wow, I need a motorcycle. Those look fun. And I've owned one before when I was younger, and I make good money now. And I looked at that cigarette and I said, you know what? I'm done with those cigarettes, and I'm going to spend that money on the awesomest bike that I can get myself. And that's exactly what I did. I went down to our convenience, like a supermarket. It's called Walmart. And I purchased this commit lozenge, and it said commit on the tube. And I told myself, I'm making a commitment to myself. I'm never going to smoke another cigarette. And I'm going to buy myself just an awesomest motorcycle with that cigarette money. And that day I made a decision, and I never looked back. I never smoked another cigarette. I went down and bought a brand new motorcycle. About a year later, I'd done everything to that bike I could do, man. I'd made it really what I thought it should be. And I went over a speed bump, and I busted my exhaust, and it came apart, and it was rattling and shaking. And at that time, I had two jobs at the cabinet shop, and I also worked at an auto parts store. And I happened to be in the auto parts section, and I was looking at these exhaust components, and I visualized something. I said, I saw something. It was actually this right here, an automotive exhaust flex pipe. I saw that, and I was like, wow, I can see that being something else. And I didn't know I was even going to go into this, but then I made this, and the evolution of that flex pipe, I got with some companies and said, this is my idea. Can you help me out here? The very first one, I went down to a welding shop and said, look, Dan, I got this vision. Can you weld this on here and weld that on there? And he did it for me. And the welding was with a MIG welder, and it was kind of messy, and I cleaned it all up and powder coated it at the time. Yes. And I put it on my bike, and boy, it got some attention. People at the bike night were like, wow, man, where did you get that at? That is the craziest, most obnoxious exhaust I've ever heard. And, I had a crowd around me, and some guy said, where did you get that? And I said, man, I actually kind of made it. He said, can you kind of make me one? I said, yeah, I can. Next Thursday, come back. We'll put it on the bike right here. And that next Thursday rolled around, and I was there with that exhaust, and I put it on his bike, and he cranked it up. And I was like, okay, I got a job number 3. I just visualized it, this coming and turning into something.
What year this was?
2007, early 2008,
Okay.
So yeah. And that's right when Can-Am hit the market as well. And,
Okay.
Someone made a comment about one of my exhausts on a Can-Am back in 2008 on YouTube this morning. And he says, it looks like crap. In the very beginning of my company, I didn't know how to weld very well. I didn't know how to fit pipes together very well. It was just, it was a learning process. There was a learning curve to it. I mean, now we're, 13 years later, almost 14 years later. And things, I've had some learning to do, and I've learned some stuff, and it's definitely progressed. There's been a progression over the years, and it's a better product than I ever was doing.
And from ever since you've been called RLS, because I was trying to figure it out, like I didn't look at the because you have beautiful banner behind you, so really loud spiders, right? But I was like, is it Ricky Sutton? What the L?
Yeah,
It's
yes.
like what?
It was RLS. I used to see all these lettered named exhaust companies like D and M and M and all these different ones, just all over the place. And I went RLS. And then after I built that exhaust for that my sport bike, then it clicked in my head, RLS, really loud sport bikes, because this thing is shaking windows. It is making people go, whoa, 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 because it was extreme. It was next level. I mean, and there's that customer base out there that's looking for next level. They're like, I want something that when I go by, the alarms go off on the cars. And that was something that I could provide for people. Was it equivalent to some of these other products on the market as far as quality? No, it wasn't. Now, it's got better over the years. I'm building a lot better quality product than I was in day one, of course, because you had to learn somewhere. But that's where it started. It was Ricky Lee Sutton, of course, that's my name. But it quickly went to really loud sport bikes. And that's how I marketed myself. And then once, this guy came to the shop and his wife brought her, she was riding a Spider. She had an RS and she drove up on that RS. And then he had a Hayabusa, and I put some Hayabusa exhaust like these here on his bike. And his wife said, can you make my bike sound as good as his? And I did. Actually, I made it sound better than his. And when she raced his pipes, he was like, he got a little upset. He was like, my goodness, now listen to her. She's like making me want to drive at the back of the pack, So, and that's when it really started with Can-Am right there. That was, once I heard that thing, at first I was like, oh, that's obnoxious. But then I was like, really loud spotters. That's really, really loud. And it really fit the bill for the title.
I can tell you, like everybody that hasn't seen my video yet, go and check it. I mean, I was so lucky that I tested your pipe, the Punisher, in a studio, because then it was just I even had a goosebumps, man. It was just absolutely
Your
amazing.
reaction was it was unbelievable. I was very surprised, and so was the others that were watching too, I'm sure.
We will get to those things, but Ricky, like, tell me, like, because I'm just a dude that learns here and there something, but what is the whole process like? If you have now you have a company, now you think I think you have developed a new Riker exhaust a couple of weeks or a month ago. So how is the whole process like? Who
Well,
designs? How it's
what I
done?
do is I go from an idea to a drawing that I make on the computer to a company overseas, and I take, now they're not making all of these exhausts or any full portion of any of my exhausts. I use larger companies that can roll steel, form ends, and have big machinery that can prepare and build products for me. And I get like 500 of these, 400 of these, 600 of these, and then I put all that together to make finished product. I learned, I know better than to just turn over my product to another company, and then the next thing I know, I won't have a company. So I use those big factories to do what I can't do, because I have this little small shop. If you say this is my shop here, it is very small. I do a lot of business. Surprisingly, I've probably sold somewhere around 8,000 exhausts since I started this company. And on eBay, I have 100% feedback, because I really stand behind my goods. If there's a problem, I want to know about it. I want to take care of it. That's one thing. I won't hide behind my phone. If you try to call me, I promise you'll be, hello, because that's how I do business. I want to take care of you guys as best as I can, and I want to build the best product I can. Now, it wasn't as good as it is, back then. It wasn't. If you've seen something way back then, like 2008, and you got this idea in your head of what RLS exhaust is, it may be a misconception. You may be just a little bit misinformed, because as these new bikes have came out, exhaust sounds have changed.
Uh,
Now, like, go ahead.
no, no, that's off. That's great. I mean, like, I don't know what was back then. I know you from like what was that? 2 years ago or something. I purchased. We have had conversation, and I wanted to have a barter with you. Like, Ricky, can you send me RLS cat delete? And because I have heard good stories, and you was like, Martin, I'm just a tiny shop, and I cannot really do it. And that's how it all started. I just bought one of those cat deletes, and I did a review, and I don't care what was back before. I even don't know RLS before. Somebody just came with a topic on the spider lovers, and I got that. You have it behind you, the cat delete. I have the black coating, and I would like to ask you several questions about the black coating. But
Uh-huh.
uh, what the thing is, and we have discussed this. We have had a meeting yesterday, and we were just talking trash for an hour. And there's never gonna be, even in my videos from today, there is no bad beef about La Monster. I'm working with La Monster. He's a cool guy, but I used to ride with
Yeah.
his pipe, and it's the super loud pipe. And whoever likes loud pipes, that's
That's
the
what I
way to
say.
go.
If you're looking for loud, the Monster's got a great product. It'll make your bike thunder down the road. There's no doubt about it. If you're looking for a little bit quieter, because my cat delete does have a resonator built in the middle, and it has a exhaust packing around it, and it has a large diameter baffle inside that resonator. That's going to give you a little bit more of a bassy tone. It won't be as high and as tinny. His exhausts are louder and more aggressive than the RLS exhaust cat delete. But if you're looking for that, that niche is there. There's a lot of people that love that sound. There's a lot of people that love their RLS exhaust sound. My sound isn't for everyone, and I
Yeah,
tell that
yeah.
about all my products. I always try to pick my customer, and when they're talking to me, I try to pick out what they keywords that they say, and sometimes they say, "I'm not really looking for that loud." And that's the selling point I have for this here. It's a little bit quieter. It's not a lot quieter. It's a little bit quieter.
And what is that? Because the key thing of the cat delete is of your cat delete is that, and it's not measured. I'm all fine. I'm just saying my personal feeling. And my personal feeling is that it creates enough back pressure that I'm not really losing any horsepower, or maybe just a tiny, tiny bit.
I wish I had it on a dyno where I could honestly tell you, Martin, this is what you're going to get from this product. I just recently, in the last couple of days, talked to DynoJet, and this is something that's coming in my future. I'm I'm gonna make moves here that is people are gonna be like, oh, they're gonna start talking, because I am gonna buy a Riker. I am gonna get with DynoJet. I'm gonna get the Power Vision, and I'm gonna start selling them, and I'm gonna get dyno tunes for my products, and I'm gonna have those tunes available on these programmers, and I'm gonna sell package deals where you can buy a programmer and an exhaust for a good price. It's coming. It's coming.
Is it coming to Martin the Vlogger for free?
I'm, we're going to talk, Martin. We are. I talked to DynoJet. He says there's a buy-in process. I didn't know where I needed to take a Riker to get it tuned. After talking to DynoJet, they put me on the right track to who I need to take the Riker to. That was the only thing. I was looking in the wrong places. I was calling all these motorcycle shops saying, hey, can y'all dyno tune a Riker or actually dyno a Riker with my exhaust on it to give me some real numbers where I can say I'm doing this or that. And I would like to do the same with the F3S, because that is the performance.
It's super hard. It's super hard to trick the nanny to get the dyno results. So
Yeah.
if you don't know how to do it, like me, I was trying to do that, but it's super complicated. So I gave up.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
it
the
may be
reason.
the case. That very well may be the case. Now, DynoJet themselves told me, if you bring a bike to us, your own bike with the exhaust on it, we'll run that thing for you. And, I got to leave it with them, but they'll run it for me and they'll test my product. And if I have a legitimate product, they'll put my tunes on their website. So I've got a couple ideas in the works of what I'm going to do. As far as I may be going to be rebuilding a Riker. I thought about buying one that was damaged and rebuilding it and making that something to build my YouTube around and really push that, because y'all guys like to see stuff get done. And if I can show you how to do it and we can do it together and everyone learns something, and end result is I get to put a wrap on the Riker. I've got some wraps now. You'll find that on the website. Or put a grill guard in the Riker. now that I'm doing the grill guards also.
You did a video, yeah, right? Also, like how to do it,
How to
right?
make it. Yeah, you can find that out there if you want to go look at that. Because he's building these grill guards. This is something I'll tell you. If you can build your own exhaust, build your own exhaust. If you can build your own grill guard, build your own grill guard. I'm all for DIY, and I'm all for someone doing something that they've never done before. That's something you'll see in some of my videos. I'm all about, like, you know what, you've never done it, doesn't mean you can't do it. I tell my kids the same thing. You know what, you can do anything. Just go to the right sources, find your information, and then be determined enough to go for it and do it. That's what I'm trying to do with this whole company. I'm
And
I'm determined, and we're going to grow.
okay. I would like to come back to the cat delete.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You have the Buffalo there, and today I received a question, and actually I forgot because I'm not riding with Buffalo because I have the EQ tune. But the question is, maybe it's a really stupid question, but where should you put it? Where should you put it? Towards the engine bay or towards the pipe bay?
Okay, that is actually a very good question. Definitely not stupid. I've actually answered that question many times, and people have questioned me the same way. The installation of the baffler that I use, what you call it, or a decibel killer, is what the company that makes it calls it. But this thing slides into the inlet of your cat delete right there.
Okay.
And you'll see it has a set screw. It has a set screw right there, and you can tighten that set screw down against the inside wall of the pipe. This thing's very close to almost exact same diameter as the pipe. So once you start tightening on that set screw, and then the exhaust gets hot, you have expansion and contraction. It gets snug in there. It doesn't rattle, it doesn't shake, it doesn't move, and it'll stay in place. Just tighten down that bolt really tight in there like that. And once you slide it down, you've got to get it in far enough that your gasket, there's a gasket over there, but it's in the jig. The gasket is properly seated. You don't want it to affect that. But yeah, just slides in the inlet right there. Now, what this is going to give you and what it's going to do for you, the whole idea about this is more back pressure. Say you've got that RT and you're pulling a trailer and you just need more low end torque. I feel like with this installed and your factory tuning, you're gonna do better at burning all that fuel in the cylinder versus it going out the tailpipe. And if you burn your fuel in the cylinder with more back pressure, you run all your fuel in the cylinder, you get more power, you feel it, you tug that trailer right up the mountain. You know what I'm saying? If you're losing that back pressure, you're going to have more fuel pass on. That exhaust valve is going to open. That unspent fuel is going to go out that exhaust valve and enter the exhaust pipe and then come out the back. And you'll see that happens anyway. Even when your bike is running well, it still happens. I mean, that you'll see that you have some fuel in your exhaust when you start playing with that little trick thing that you're about to start playing with. There's definitely some fuel in the exhaust, and that's why you get those flames. So, if you're running any kind of tune like you with your bike, some kind of a flash, you would not want to use this. It's going to restrict your exhaust flow. Now, can it lower the decibel levels? About 3 to 5 decibels. I mean, it's hardly anything. If you want to lower your decibel levels, use your factory exhaust or buy an Aquapovic, because they're going to be a quieter exhaust, and it's very tolerable with my cat delete. So, it's not excessive. I mean, you're still making some noise, but not
it was beautiful, man. I really
not like my RLS, which is just like, it's a really loud spotter now. You've got the cat delete, you got the exhaust. It's really loud. There's no doubt. I mean, I nailed it on the exhaust. Anytime you buy one of my cat deletes, you're also going to get a spring pulling tool. I try to
thing saves, saves lives.
Yeah, well, fingers anyway. You still might say some curse words when trying to do these springs, but I try to position them in a way where they're not too far to pull that it's undoable. I can put one of these things on pretty easily. I mean, I do this all the time, so I mean, I know how to do it. But this little tool will help, really help. And each one of these cat deletes, when I ship them out, I try to keep those in stock where I just throw it into the box with it, along with the silencer. And you're gonna find that.
Man, that thing, I can tell you, I was using shoe lenses, I was using screwdrivers, I was cursing, I was pissed, and then
these aren't really high quality ones. I buy these for about hundreds of them, and I only have to pay about $3 a piece for them. If you wanted to make it even easier, they have them that are about this long that you just hook it up, and it's even easier to pull the stuff because you've got more ability to.
This is all fine. Actually, we got a rolling on three live, man. Kid is with us, so
How's he doing?
he's now watching.
All right.
Now I can see the what's that? An RT F3 limited pipe behind you with two tones, and it's all covered with black coating, right?
Yes. Let me, the video you made this morning, it rarely represents my exhaust as really loud. And I push my exhaust as really loud. Not all my exhausts are really loud. If you have your factory catalytic converter, and this is something I wanted to make real clear, and that's why I laid the table out like this, because what you put up this morning, it really depicts that side of my exhaust. I have a loud side and I have a more moderate side. For your RT or your F3 Limited, I have something like this. Now, granted, if you add the cat delete with any of my exhaust, you're going to get a really loud spider.
Yeah.
You couple them together, and it's gonna make some noise. There's no doubt about it. If you want to stay moderate, go one or the other. Go with the cat delete or go with the exhaust. Don't pair them up together if you don't want to be loud. You'll be happy with just a little bit of rumble that you get from the cat delete, or you'll be happy with just a little bit of rumble from the exhaust. But when you put them together, things happen. Things happen. People's heads turn and all that. This is the Crusher series. It is one of the more moderate exhausts. You add that with your factory catalytic converter, it's going to give you some sound where you can hear your bike. It's going to not be a sewing machine any longer. It's going to actually have a little bit of rumble to it, and you're going to have a unique style, something that really makes people look at it for just the aesthetics. Like, whoa, look at that! Wow, that's nice. That's shiny. That's cool. So that was the thought behind that. The other exhaust back here is the Riker version of my quiet Riker exhaust. I have what's called the Stealth series, and it's half as loud as any of the others that I sell. Most of my Rikers are, man, they are loud. They're that particular bike, because it doesn't shift.
Yeah.
The noise just, and it reaches up to a really high note, where that Stealth series is about half as loud. And there's that customer base that was, they were pleading to me, will you please bring out something that looks cool and isn't going to make my ears hurt, and that's why I came out with that, because you know
why Riker riders needs that quieter exhaust, because they need to listen to their music.
Yeah, a lot of them do. They do want to listen to music. I mean, that's big in the Riker community to have a bumping system.
Yeah,
and if you put one of my exhausts on and you got some big speakers, you're not going to be happy with my exhaust. You're going to be like, man, I got to stop listening to my music, because I mean, like my loudest Riker exhaust, my Twin Chaos, and it's been selling strong since I brought it out because it's really cool looking. But I'll tell you, man, it's extreme. It's next level extreme. I mean, it really is.
If Kid is watching, and he will put your RLS on his bike, Kid, maybe you will be not able to listen to your country anymore. So
he's got something coming. I've already talked to him about what's coming to him very soon, and it's a couple of days away, maybe a week away from finding the mailbox. So if he just patiently waits,
so you're cooking something. You're cooking. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Ricky, how it is with because there is no secret. We kind of work together, and I have opened the shop, and I'm gonna have your exhaust. They're actually in the boat now, coming to me finally. And I try to, kind of understand the black coating and what it really does. And can you explain it like in the easy way for dummy like me? Like, apart from look,
You can check out their website, and it'll tell you everything about them. What I actually put on these exhausts is called Cerakote. Now there's different versions. You see Cerakotes for guns. Now that's a different heat grade. The stuff I use is up over 2,000 degrees is what it's supposed to hold up to. It's supposed to be one of the strongest finishes on the market. Is it? I think so. In the past, I have had some issues a couple of times with this coating. If y'all ever have an issue, anybody, let me know. That's something I take care of. That means there's a problem on my end, because the quality of the product should be number one. I've had these exhausts come back to me 3 years later and still look good. So I know that if there's ever an issue, and I've addressed issues before and I've taken care of it. That's another thing. You can always know that if there's a problem, even all the way over there, you call me, Martin, and or you message me. And if I have to ship you a new exhaust at my own expense because something's wrong, I'm going to do that to you, you know, because that's how I do business. I don't ever want to think anybody to think that I'm trying to work them or not treat them like they want me to treat. I treat people like they want me to treat. But it's Cerakote. It's supposed to. This is the pitch on this stuff. Okay, it's supposed to reduce the radiating heat on your exhaust up to 400 degrees. Dropping that radiating temperature off of it, 400 degrees is a big deal. I mean, if you're in Texas and you're riding in 102 degrees in the summer, man, an extra 400 degrees not radiating at your heels and calves is just, it's a must-have almost, you know. I really like the coating. I mean, if I put exhaust on my bike, I usually coat them because it looks good. Really, I like the look. It's a nice finish. But as far as that, it's sprayed on with a HVLP gun, like in this, you know, just like you're painting a car. Stuff is pretty expensive, and it's supposed to be somewhat scratch resistant. Even they say if you get a little scratch on it, you can take acetone on a rag and wipe it. Now, if it's a gouge or a deep scratch, of course, it's not going to wipe it away. But say a light something, you might be able to just take acetone on a rag and just wipe it and make it go away. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, that's something I saw on a video from their company some while back. They actually scratched it with a key. Now, I'm not saying scratch anything with a key because that's silly. I always thought about that, and I was like, there's no way I'd put all that hard work into that and then scratch it with the key just to test it, you know. And they do that in the video, and no way, I'm not doing that. You know, this is what I can say about that coating, or any coating, any paint. If you chip it or scratch it badly, it can grow. That little chip can start chipping more and more. Now, if it doesn't get chipped, like for example, you were putting it on and you drug the tip on the ground and you like actually got down to the metal, that's going to grow. That little negative spot there that you know, unless you reseal it somehow, you know, paint can chip from the edge of you know, where it's scratched or something. That's what I've seen that in the past before also. And that's not really me or even the coating. If it's damaged, you know, you could have a progression of, you know, something if it gets scratched. But it's supposed to be a really good coating. I'm pretty pleased with its performance over the years. You know, when I started this company, I used a powder coating. It was a high temp powder coating. It was also very expensive, and I baked each of these in an oven, you know, to cure the powder coating on them. You know, I had that stuff last years too. You know, it really held up good. And then sometimes it wouldn't. And when it didn't, I started having issues with it. I just told myself, you know what, I'm going to spend more money and get a better quality product. And this stuff is like this paint, it's like $450 a gallon. So it's pricey paint. You know, it's not the cheap stuff. It's not Krylon or, you know, it's not some barbecue grill paint. It's really expensive paint. And it's really supposed to be really high quality. That's why I'm saying if there's ever an issue with it, you need to give me a call because I want to address it. It may have been me that messed up, not the coating, or it may have been bad coating. You know, there's always something like that can happen. But
and that exhaust that F is for RT, right? And a F3 Limited, yeah.
This is for the RT or F3 Limited. This is the Crusher suits. Is also, you know, I have two different tips styles.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah,
you should put actually. You should put better pictures on your website, man. You should stop playing with YouTube and making me a competitor, you know, from yourself. And and you should put better pictures because those end pipes, they look good.
You like these better?
I don't.
You know, a lot of people like these better. I started with this tip here, this tip design, and it was quite popular. And then I came out with this design, and people just love that. You know, that machine gun look or flamethrower look, and it's been very, very popular. And now I've got both of them. And you're right, I do need to go back to the website, and I do need to give more options. I need to put on there, you know, you can get the teardrop tip, or you can get the, you know, this louvered. This is a louvered. It's got a louver or a flute. Excuse me. It's fluted, and it's got the bullet holes in it. But you know, yeah, I've got some options, and you'll see the site actually. My site's going to change quite a bit, and it's kind of coming soon. I might even pay someone to take control and actually manipulate it a little bit for me to make it easier for people to work through my site, and where it's just
Yeah,
easier to
the
work through.
best, like, I even didn't put the line under your video now because it's RLS exhaust slash exhaust at my Shopify or whatever is your website. But best
Yeah.
is to Google it simply, and
Yeah,
then you.
if you just type in rlsexhaust.com, you're going to find me. Believe me, I'll be right there at the top. I've been there for years.
And
You know,
your YouTube, it's also RLS, right?
yeah,
Exhausts.
RLS
But
Exhaust.
so what's coming for the YouTube? I mean, like, do you have some giveaway, right? For
The giveaway is 1,000 subscribers, and we are right on the verge of that. I think there's 16 more people need to jump on board and subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to do 5 radiator grill guards I'm giving away, and I'm going to do 1 rocker exhaust giveaway. And I told people I was going to give away the carbon fiber exhaust, this new one that I'm coming out with, and it's not seen here on the table. It's hiding over behind, but
why? Why we don't
because
see
it's
it?
not finished. I wanted to show it in black, and I didn't want to show it in polish because I know that polish is not going to be the biggest seller. Black's going to be the big seller.
Okay.
And I wanted to like put it out there all at one time. I did a little bit of testing with 2 guys, 3 guys have got these things, and they've been testing them. It's all positive except for one of them's like, it's a little too loud for me. But there's always that guy that it's a little bit too loud for, and that, that's one thing I try to tell you. And I told you yesterday, I never want to sell my product to the wrong person. That's why I'm kind of always over the top about, man, my exhausts are loud. It may not be for you. If you're looking for loud, I'm right up your alley. But I don't want to sell it to the wrong person. It's very important that you walk away from the decision of buying an RLS exhaust going, man, I'm glad I got that thing, and not like, wow, who can I sell this thing to? I don't want to ever be like that.
Yeah. So so
So
the
for
next thing
YouTube,
is you're coming with the carbon, right? Or something like that?
that is the next thing that's coming out. It's going to be first. It's going to be for the Riker. I think I'm probably just going to limit my carbon fiber exhaust to the Riker because I'm a man that keeps my word. And I told Lamont, I said, I see you got a carbon fiber exhaust over there. It's looking pretty nice. And I told him, I said, I appreciate you letting me be on Spider Lovers. I mean, it's a great forum. I said, I'm
Yeah.
not going to step on your toes at all. I said, you've got a good looking exhaust there. I am going to bring one out for the Rocker that's carbon fiber. I told him that. I said, but that market, that's your market. You beat me to it. I said, you go with that and you run with it. And I'm just going to stand back and do my own thing and do custom, my own custom style of exhaust. That's a little bit different than your mainstream motorcycle style exhaust. That's, his are carbon fiber, but it's a mainstream motorcycle styling. The styling it's what we've always seen. And I'm trying to bring something out there that's not what we've always seen.
Do you see like increase of orders with the with the Riker riders or?
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable right now. Rikers are on fire. They are on fire. That it is the growingest market in my business. I told my wife that I'm in a Riker exhaust company now. I'm not just because I'm making so many of them. You can't see everything that's going on in the shop because I got half of it is not visible, but this whole other half over here has got exhaust hanging from the ceiling, and there's 2 exhausts hanging from my ceiling over there that are for an F3 Touring, and everything else. Oh, here's a 2008 RS, short, loud, aggressive one, and then everything else that's hanging over there, like 13 exhausts, 12 exhausts, are all Riker exhausts. And I've got laid out over here on the floor about another 7 Riker exhausts, and the orders in my office that are on the wall, a large percentage of them are Riker exhaust. Now I've got my F3 Limiteds and my RTs kicked in there, and I've got my sport bikes as well. But percentage right now, I would guarantee that 75% of my sales are coming from the Riker market. I mean, the Riker has blown up in 2020. It just really took off. I mean, like I told you, I'm probably going to buy one and that's been wrecked just to rebuild it to do my YouTube thing. And I want to be able to get in on this three-wheel thing with you guys. Y'all are having too much fun. You definitely are having too much fun, man. I got to catch up. I ride a sport bike kind of like you ride your three-wheeler, but I got two little kids now, like yourself, and now they're 6 and 7 years old, but I love them so much that I don't ride like I did when I was 25
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
I and sorry about that. we got a accident or something going on down the street. I have really slowed it down. I still ride my sport bike. I still love it.
What you have? What kind of sport bike you have?
I ride a Honda CBR 600 RR currently. I
Okay.
mean, I roll through bikes like people do tennis shoes. I mean, really, I'll buy a motorcycle and I'll see the potential to make an exhaust for it. I'll create an exhaust that I'm happy with. I create a jig for that exhaust that I can reproduce that exhaust in. And then once I do that and I ride the bike and enjoy it a little bit, I'll sell it and buy another bike. So throughout the years, I've probably had 20 motorcycles. Some of them I might not have had for 4 months before I moved on to the next one. But I don't know if 20, that's probably excessive. Let's say 10 or 12 motorcycles over the years. I've had
Okay.
quite a few bikes that I've rotated through. And this CBR, it's on its way out. I mean, I love it. I love it. It's agile. It's light. It performs extremely well.
You know what? Like, I think it would be like for you, it's good, and I think we can talk like live. It's fine. You need to have a Riker. You need to understand, like, and especially the great idea is to rebuild it, and get more into it, and definitely like you will feel different, when you will have it, and you will experience it basically on your own. So you will
Well,
get.
I've ridden them and I like them. And I've ridden not your bike, but the F3 Limited, F3 Limited. I rode one of those and I got it sideways a little bit. And I'll tell you, at that very moment, let's say this, 2 days before I was on my ZX14, before I rode the Spider that I'm referring to, I was on my ZX14 and I went around this corner on my bike, and I'll do this. I've been riding dirt bikes ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. So, man, I got on this ZX14. I'm going around the corner. We've got a little wet roads, and I'll like jump off my clutch and spin my wheel and get my bike kind of drifted sideways. And I do this on a motorcycle because, like I said, it's that dirt bike skill. You take it into the motorcycle arena with you when you go riding your motorcycle. And I always play. And I'll tell you, when I do something like that, even though I know what I'm doing to an extent and I'm having fun with it, my knuckles will be white. I'll be holding on to that handlebars of a bike like that, 1400 cc's. I'll be holding on to it like I know what I'm holding on to. When I was doing that on that Spider, I had one hand on the steering wheel. I had it sideways like this. I'm giving her the gas. The back end is sliding around before the nanny caught in, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome. The roads were wet, and I had lost the rear end like you love so much, and I was like, oh, this is bad to the bone, man. It's just like riding a performance four-wheeler that has 1300 cc's.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It really is. So yeah, I'm really on board to get one. Finances, this is where I'm at. I want to build a shop that is a lot bigger, and I want to grow the company, but I want the toys too. So what's more important to me? I got to build the shop first. Now it's not gonna before I go into the Spider arena. Now that Riker is affordable. I might jump right on board with the Riker before I even get there and get the shop finished. But I'm considering the Riker strongly. I thought about it. My wife doesn't know it, but I thought about rebuilding it for her and making it her bike where I might get the F3 myself later once things, as life changes and it progresses in the right direction and it becomes affordable to me to get the F3.
Awesome.
I might get
Awesome. So you're gonna have a Riker on your YouTube, then you're gonna have a Spider on your YouTube, and what's gonna left for me?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something. Your channel is gonna be. I'm going to be watching it. I'll assure you of that because I've enjoyed so many of your episodes just in the last couple of days. The stuff you've been putting out that I've seen, it's just you got some good content, really great content. People like your channel inspire me to do my own channel. I mean, I see other people that even have less means than me to put out content for people, and they're doing it, and they're doing a really good job at it. So it's been very fun playing with the YouTube. Like I got extra time. I find myself doing this at like 12 to 2 o'clock in the morning. When if I decide to quit working before that, I'll go in at like 12 o'clock and I'll play and do a little editing. But you have to do that stuff at night. You have to do it late, and in your spare time when you got a little bit. But it may be more than I can handle, to be honest with you. I think it's a full-time job for you, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
I mean,
But
it's a lot of work.
thanks God, I got twins. They are super tiny and they're helping me to edit the videos. So that's the reason why the quality went so up.
I saw the video with the twins. They're just beautiful, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, Ricky. What you have there? Those wraps or what
Uh,
there?
this is something I just can't got in contact with this company. They're AMR wraps. Now, currently, I'm just going to be showing off the rocker, the ones for the rocker. This is a real flame job. It actually looks like it's burning. And here's something that's a little on the wilder side. You see the
Okay.
skulls and the eyeballs and all
You
that.
see,
And they have,
this is the crazy thing about Rikers, like people are coming with all these crazy ideas, and I absolutely love it. We just miss it on the spiders.
the same company, AMR, I talked to them about a wraps for your bike. I even actually said, this guy I know on YouTube just wrapped his bike and it looks incredible. And I said, do y'all have anything anything like that? And they said, no. You got something that's really cool and it's original. They did say that they can make any wrap for me if I want to get with them and design my own wrap. And that may be something that I do later. That isn't something I'm doing now. But they did say that they will make available to me, the ability to do that
And
or specialize in
these
that.
reps are like what? Like that's your like something on the website that you have now, or how it
They
is?
actually are on the website. I'm working with this other company to bring more stuff to my website, I'm going to try to bring even more stuff. I've got plans for putting more products in front of my viewers, or my customers. If you're already there looking at an exhaust, why shouldn't you be able to get a grill or get sway bar links or I don't know that I'll carry those. There's people in the industry that carry certain things and you just let them do what they do. I mean, they're killing it.
Don't mess with the sway bars, man. Don't mess with my buddy Byron. Don't do
Well,
that.
that's who I would call. What are you talking about? That's who I would call. I'd be like, hey, Ron, can you help me out here? I mean,
There
he's
you
the
go.
only name in the
That's the
business.
correct approach. Like what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
absolutely don't like is, and I'm not talking about you, but if somebody copies something,
Yeah,
oh
it's not right.
man, it's like it's not nice. It's not
It's
nice.
already happened to me. I can even I'm even a little guilty of it myself. I've seen other people do stuff, but when I did it better. And I went into it going, I can do better than that. I can do way better than that. I can make it look tighter. I can make it look smoother. I can make it, the, for example, this twin pipe. There's another guy out there making a twin pipe, but it doesn't look like my twin pipe. I mean, I didn't copy it. You know what I'm saying? I have people out there that have actually copied my product. Now, I'll tell you this: that's fine. I don't. You know, if that's what you need to do
That's
to keep
not
your business
fine.
going,
That's not
it's fine.
fine. The thing is, I'm I'm not even a manufacturer. I'm just doing some stuff from 3D prints, and there's one guy who copied whatever idea I have had. And the thing is, like, I I'm all fine. Like, make it at home. I even make videos how to make them. Okay,
Yeah.
but just don't sell them. I mean, if it's somebody's idea, don't sell it. Make it for your friends. Make it for yourself. Create a video about it. I don't care. Just don't copy. I mean, like, what? I hate it.
Like for example, these grill guards. There's a couple. There's multiple people. There's another guy on eBay. There's a guy on Facebook. There's another guy that's got a custom shop, and they're all selling these. Most of them out there are made of stainless or made of mild steel, which could rust possibly. I went with aluminum because it'll never rust and it's lighter weight, and that's the way I went about that. I know I did kind of take an idea. It's already there. If you can buy a Rocker Rally, you already have a grill guard in it. It comes factory. Now, this guy's bought something, or this other gentleman has bought something from the steel yard, and and he's cutting it out, and he's making them. He's $50 for a sheet of this stuff, and he's making 20 of them. And I feel like it's just taking advantage of the customer base. It's so you know, it's so expensive. What some people are charging for them. I've got mine marked down because I don't think it's right. I say, hey, there's profit margin for everyone, and you should make a profit. But if you're buying something for $2 and then selling it for 80, I don't know. Sometimes there's a point where it's just taking advantage of your customers, and I've never been one to try to take advantage.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the
But
you know.
that's the wrong thinking, you know. That's the reason why me and you will never have a Lambos. We will just ride like old cars, and that's all fine. I'm fine with it, you know. So listen, there is a question from Keith. He's just like he's annoying again, but here's a question: what do you think about heat wrapping?
I'm sorry.
Heat
Heat
wrapping? Yeah.
heat
So you
wrapping.
put that tape around exhaust that he.
Oh,
I
oh,
think
oh!
that's what he's
A heat
referring to.
wrap around
Yeah.
the exhaust. It's only going to make it, of course, even cooler. A heat wrap is definitely going to be one more barrier. I mean, with the radiant heat barrier on there, you're already going to be running cooler. You can definitely cool it down more by a heat wrap. The problem with heat wraps is they don't look very well, in my opinion of them anyway. They just it looks like you have a bandage on your
But
exhaust.
if the kid is talking and he has the Riker, isn't like because I was not really I was writing Riker, but I just cannot imagine like how the exos look really. But it will be not really visible, right?
Uh,
Oh, geez,
It would
man.
be it would be under the bike. This mid pipe
Yeah.
would be under the bike, and you really wouldn't see it, and it would take a lot of heat away from that belt right there. I'm if you got room to wrap it. If you want to even cool it down more. I don't think it's necessary if it's black exhaust and it's
Yeah.
got that ceramic coating on it, but you can always reduce heat by doing a heat wrap.
Yeah. Okay, man. Is there anything like you would like to share more? Like, what's your plans and
Do I have some plans? Um,
pretty sure you do.
uh, every, to work. That's my plan. I swear, you guys, I never stop. I need to learn how to take a break. I told my wife today. I says I'm doing that interview with Martin, and by gosh, I am taking the rest of the day off. Period. I've been working so much that I'm about to burn myself out. I need to go and play and go fishing or something like that. And I think that's what I'm going to do today. But as far as where I'm going in the company, uh, we've already talked about it. I've got an idea of how I'm going to grow and how this business is going to grow. Is it going to really do that? Uh, Time will only tell. We'll just have to
No,
see.
you're doing good, man. I mean, like, without, I'm always saying, like, I'm never licking anybody's ass, and we did we went into the business together because, like, I like your product. That was it. Like,
And I
that
appreciate
was,
it.
and if you will continue doing, I'm pretty sure, Ricky, we're gonna hear a lot from you, and this is gonna be like one good memory that we did first live show together, and I'm
It
pretty
was an
sure.
honor. I appreciate being a part of your online business, and you're taking a lot of trust in me, and it means a lot to that when someone trusts you. It really does, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate the opportunity. I do see this going somewhere and it getting bigger and better with it every day, and that's how I looked at business anyway. Every day I strive for a better product. I strive for new ideas, and you can only if you try and you put your heart into it, it can only go right where you want it to go. If you're determined, that is, I'm that type of person where I just don't give up. I'll do what I have to do. I've always been that guy. I do what I have to do, and I'm determined. So I feel like we're definitely going to go somewhere with this. I'm probably not going to take any of your YouTubers, that's for sure. If anything, I want to push them your way.
No, no, guys, go please and check Ricky's YouTube because he's giving away an exhaust and a grills. So I don't know how you're gonna choose the winner, but
I've saw some other people using this spinning wheel app, so I'm gonna enter all those names into that little
can
spinning
we
wheel app.
agree that Martin the vlogger will be a winner? Is there a chance that we can kind of
I think
pre-agree?
you're always a winner, Martin.
So guys, definitely go and check. And if you're buying exhaust, go for RLS exhaust to the Googler, and definitely check Ricky's website if you haven't been there. Go to the Spider Lovers because Ricky is there as a sponsor, and everybody who's there has the tiny logo. So go definitely there. If you are in Europe, check martinthevlogger.com/shop because there are some exhausts coming our way to the Europe. So I'm very proud of it. And Ricky, it was my honor to have you live. And stay tuned because your RLS Punisher is gonna have some real flames, man.
I'm so excited to see what this thing is going to do, man. I've seen those things work in the past. It's amazing. So I hope it works like we think it's going to.
Yeah, Ricky, my pleasure. Have a great
Hope you
rest
have a
of the
good day.
day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ricky. Bye.
Yeah.